Tiffany Haddish has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons lately.
It was pretty rough on her.
It seems like her life might really be falling apart, and you'll never believe why things have gotten so bad. As you may have heard, Tiffany was very recently arrested and charged with a DUI. The details of the arrest are truly shocking, and what's even more insane is that it's not the first time she's been charged with driving under the influence. She's a repeated offender of a very serious crime. And to top it all off, she seems to think it's funny. It's kind of crazy, but the truth is that within hours of the second DUI, she was already making jokes about it, as if she hadn't just done something incredibly irresponsible. Tiffany's most recent DUI arrest happened at about 5:45 in the morning after she performed a Thanksgiving comedy show at the famous Laugh Factory venue in Hollywood. Either she had a lot to drink during the show or at some after party with her friends, because it was very clear from the crime scene that she was significantly under the influence. The police found her sitting in the driver's seat of her car, fully asleep, with her car parked but running in the middle of the road. She and the other drivers on the road were very lucky that the car happened to be stopped when she fell asleep. Had she fallen asleep when the car was moving, it very easily could have led to something terrible. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, and she didn't cause any accidents, but that doesn't excuse her actions. She got lucky, but what she did was still irresponsible. And like I said, later that day, after she was released from custody, she was already making jokes about it. She did another show that night at the Laugh Factory, and she tried her best to make light of the situation. A fan in the crowd asked her what happened the night before, to which Tiffany responded, "I don't know, you tell me," which was of course a joke about how she was so under the influence that she couldn't recall the night. And she didn't stop there. She also said that she prayed to be sent a man in uniform and that God answered her prayers. The joke was that she wanted to find a man in a uniform today, but instead got sent police officers who arrested her. I know that she's a comedian and that comedians make light of everything, but it is still a little off-putting that she seems so comfortable minimizing her serious offense. I mean, she could have ended someone's life and she was cracking jokes about it. But what might be the craziest part of this story is that this was actually her second DUI arrest in the course of 2 years, and the first one was also because she passed out behind the wheel. In January 2022, Tiffany was arrested in Georgia in a very similar incident to the more recent one in Hollywood. That time, however, the car was actually moving. The police found her drifting in and out of sleep in the driver's seat as her car was veering off the road into somebody's front lawn. Somehow, luckily, she also didn't cause any accidents the first time around. What's shocking to me, however, is that she didn't realize how lucky she was and didn't vow to never do it again. If you fall asleep behind the wheel while under the influence of illegal substances, shouldn't that serve as a wake-up call that you shouldn't drive while intoxicated? She really should have learned her lesson. After the second DUI, the one in Hollywood, after her Thanksgiving show, it seemed like her friends started feeling similarly. They began to realize that something was wrong. This wasn't just a one-off mistake. She seemed to be making DUIs a habit, and who knows how many times she's drove under the influence without getting caught. Her friends' concerns definitely had merit. A source told Page 6 that while Tiffany always finds joy in drinking, her friends have noticed that she starts partaking in the substance more and more around the holidays. The source speculated that Tiffany was lonely and was turning to drinking as a way to deal with that difficult emotion, which leads me to the question of why Tiffany has been acting so irresponsibly as of late. I think the idea that she is lonely could absolutely be a part of it. I can't help but notice that this all started just a month or two after her breakup with Common. Tiffany and Common were together for over a year, and Tiffany seemed to be very happy with him. She has since called her time with Common the healthiest and most fun relationship she's ever been in. So I would not be surprised at all if she was having a really tough time dealing with the breakup. She also revealed that the split wasn't mutually decided upon. According to Tiffany, Common dumped her and did so over the phone. Perhaps the hardest part of the breakup for Tiffany was that it seemed like Common left her to go be with other women. Not long after he told Tiffany that they were done, rumors started flying that he was in a relationship with Jennifer Hudson, and Tiffany has not so subtly hinted that Common moving on so quickly hurt her. On TikTok earlier this year, she was responding to questions from her fans. Apparently, one fan gave Common a set of earrings that they hoped he would then give to Tiffany. The fan was curious if Tiffany ever received them, and Tiffany's response was very telling. She said that no, Common did not give her the earrings, rather he probably gave them to Jennifer. And it was obvious that she was at least a little salty about how it all went down. So my theory is that Tiffany's recent behavior may be because she's hurting from the breakup with Common. Her first DUI was in January 2022, only 2 months after she and Common split, and her friends apparently think that she gets lonely around the holidays, which would make sense considering that she and Common broke up right before the 2021 holidays. I think it's definitely possible that losing Common sent her on a little bit of a downward spiral. I do have some good news about all this though. Tiffany is finally showing some signs that she realizes she needs to be better. In early December 2023, about a week after the second DUI, Tiffany attended a holiday party at Paris Hilton's house. What was so noteworthy about that night was that Tiffany chose not to drink, which of course is huge considering her friends had been concerned she's drinking too much and considering the DUIs obviously. She also did an interview with Entertainment Tonight around the same time in which she shared that she was going to get help and make sure such a thing never happens again. It's really great to hear that she's finally committing to make the major life changes necessary to not put anyone else in danger again. Seems like she's turning over a new leaf, so I'm curious to hear what you all have to say about this. Can you believe that Tiffany fell asleep behind the wheel while under the influence twice? Do you think the breakup with Common had anything to do with that? And do you believe she's going to be better going forward? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below.